Hi guys, welcome back. Hang on, I'm just trying to close my curtains because it's too bright. It's too bright. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we are doing, dang, I'm already itching. Okay, we are doing whatever comes out basically, or what you need to know, or, yeah, okay. Guys, it's been a rough morning, so I had to kind of push myself to be here. I'm mad at everybody in this house, including the pets, so anyway, let's get started. Okay. Libras. What Libra needs to know. Or general, or, spiritual, whatever it is. Libras. You guys don't want to talk? Are you guys grumpy too? Okay, there we go. Spirit has your back. Okay. And then I'm not taking those, but I am going to. You are never alone. You know what? Let me actually look at what I put back. Okay. There's something that you're doing, Libra, that I feel is in alignment with not only who you are, but with what you're meant to do in this life. And I feel like you've been faltering a little bit. You've been questioning. You've been wondering. Sorry, I'm scratching my leg. I forget that I do things and I'm actually recording. I just kind of go with the flow. And there's almost a sense of almost losing, I don't know if faith or is the right word, or if it just seems like no matter how much you put into it, nothing seems to be moving forward. And this can be anything, right? This could be for whoever this is. It could be a relationship, it could be a path that you're in. Maybe you're starting your own business, maybe it's a job, it's a career, and it just doesn't seem to be growing the way you hoped it should be growing, right? But this is saying that right now Spirit has your back, and everything that you're doing right now is what you're meant to be doing. There is a timing effect on things, which, yeah, I know. There is a timing effect on things, and I feel like there was a situation playing out in your life where there was some karma to be played out. And unfortunately, karma, whether you're dealing with something or not, it does have a timing effect. And so it feels like there was some kind of timing that had to be played out. And I feel like that's coming to an end. I feel like for some of you guys, that's this week, or that happened during I think it was the new moon or the full moon in Leo. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember what it was. Because I know a lot of people were having a hard time with that. But I'm actually ruled by the fifth house. I'm a Leo moon, and I have like a shit ton of placements in my fifth house. And I have like my third and fourth house. My third and fourth house are Leo. And then I have like, yeah. Yeah. So I actually felt great with that full moon. I felt just like I was doing the most. It felt amazing. I got so much done. But I know a lot of people were having a hard time with that energy. And I was like, why am I not having a hard time with that? I felt great. Anyway, so yeah, there is here a need of trusting that things are turning around. I feel like you do see that things are starting to turn around slowly but surely. There's just a need to kind of trust wholeheartedly and completely, and start to there's another card in this deck that says it's time to take a deep dive, and in my mind's eye I'm seeing that card. Okay, let's see. For I was gonna say Capricorn, Libras. She who persists, Jocelyn. Blah. Perspective, defiant, persistent. Yeah, it's a need to be persistent, even when things feel like they're not moving. They are moving, right? But there's a need to be a persistent. Um, and take action every single day. At least let's say if you're building a business, you need to be posting, or you need to be doing something that brings attention to your name or to your business or to your products at least once a day. At least. I heard three. I just heard three times a day. And so there's a need to make sure that you're putting your name out there, that you're branding things, that you're let's for example, um my channel, right? Plus my business, my other metaphysical business with my oils and my candles and all that stuff. And for some reason the camera is delayed, which makes it really weird for me. I post 3 readings a day, right? I try to do every day. Of course, I am trying to show up for myself better. But there are times where, uh, it's a time to be more persistent, right? And so there's a need to be persistent. There's a need to, your brain create an addiction. And addiction is like, or let's not call it an addiction. Let's call it a habit, right? Your brain creates a habit in 21 days. So if you show up for yourself a specific way every day for 21 days straight, your brain will literally, it'll be like waking up and brushing your teeth. Or it'll be like waking up and peeing. It's just something that you'll automatically do, right? And it's the same vice versa. It can break a habit within 21 days. Um, and that goes for addictions, that goes for, it goes both ways. You can either make a positive habit, like let's say making your bed every morning for 21 days straight. That will automatically become part of your daily habit, and you'll be used to it. If you stop doing that 21 days straight, then it'll become difficult to restart doing it, right? And so on and so forth. The more you do it, the more it becomes just a part of your normal day, right? Um, so there's a need to be consistent. And if you want to, because you can train your mind, there's not a single thing you can't train your mind to do. You can train your mind to do anything you want, or stop doing whatever it is that you want, right? Even thinking. People think that they can't stop overthinking. You absolutely can. It's just about getting back into that mindset and training your brain again to do something it needs to stop doing. I used to meditate about an hour a day, and then I went through a very toxic situationship, and I stopped doing all of my healing practices, and my anxiety came back, and I started to grind my teeth, all of that stuff. Slowly but surely, I had to remind myself, because I have the tools. You have the tools. You've learned them. It's not something you forget. Um, like at night, the last 3 weeks I've been having, the last 4 weeks, I think my schedule is changing. I think my body or my mind want to be up at night. But I don't like that. I'd rather go to sleep at 3 and then still wake up at 8 and then just only be on 4 hours of sleep than wake up at 11 and then go to sleep at 4. Like that throws me completely off, because my mornings are just they're my mornings are my mornings, if that makes sense. Even if I have nothing to do, but if I want to run errands, it's in the mornings. I'm an introvert. I don't like being around people. I don't like it when it's hot, so I like when it's cool in the mornings. I like to get things done and over with so I can do this or do whatever it is that I have to do throughout the day. So if I schedule an appointment, it's between 9 and 12. If I schedule an appointment after 2, it's because it's almost unheard of, or it's because that's all they had and I can't get in for the next 3 weeks, right? So these are just examples of what I'm talking about, okay? Um, and so it's just a need of knowing how to break and make a habit, right? So um, the reason I was explaining that my hours of going to sleep is because I've been having a hard time going to sleep. And so what I've been doing is I've been, meditating while I'm trying to fall asleep, right? And that gets you into, and then you have to remind yourself, stop overthinking, stop thinking, release your teeth, release your shoulders, because even when you're laying down, you're still scrunched up in that overthinking state, right? So you have the tools that you need to remind yourself of how to break or make a habit. Okay. And so there's a need to be persistent now and make a habit in consistency for yourself and exactly what it is that you're doing. Because there needs to be consistency. There can't be um, on and off, on and off, on and off, because you're working with energy. And when you break that energy, it doesn't stop, but it slows it down, right? And then you got she who radiates, Geneva, knowing, ambition, confidence. Yes, whatever it is that you're doing, do it with confidence. Even if you don't feel confident, do it with confidence, right? Pretend that you're confident. Pretend that you know what the hell you're doing or what you're talking about, right? Ambition. Um, Go, setting a goal and reaching it and surpassing it. Being ambitious about what you're going for. Look, she who instigates leadership, provocation, power. Yes, yes, yes. So this is literally just talking about whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever it is. If it's your health, look, start slowly, but be steady about it. Okay, I'm only going to do 1 minute of walking because that's all I can do. Okay, then do 1 minute. And then if you can, the next day, do 2 minutes. And then the next, but make sure you're consistent every day, right? And I know a lot of people think 1 minute, that's ridiculous. You have no idea how many people out there have autoimmune conditions. It's hard to even go to the bathroom. Listen, if you can start with 1 minute, I've seen those shows where it's like I don't know, I don't know what show it is. Is it 600 pound? I don't know what show it is. I don't remember what show it was. This was a long time ago. But this woman was like, I can only reach from my door to my gate. That was like 10 steps. That's fine. If you can do that for 3 days straight, then great. And then the next day, maybe like reach the end of that gate and then go out and reach the end of the other gate, right? And then so on and so forth. You set small goals and you become very ambitious. You become hungry for what it is that you want. Um, there's a need to do that. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, lose weight, get healthy, um, a business, knowledge, whatever it is that you're trying to do. Even, let's say you're not good in relationships and you're trying to get with someone, right? And you're not the best. You're not like, let's say you're not the best at communicating. Start with a phone call, or a text message, 2 text messages a day, and then start to like just kind of you know 3 messages a day, right? Respond when they text or call. You know what I mean? Like just little things like that, or making an effort, right? If Because a lot of people they don't know how to be in relationships. They've never been in that kind of relationships, and they don't know how. They just don't. They just don't know how, right? Little things like that. Little things like that. If you're starting to eat healthier, cut out little things at a time. Start to do this. Start to do that. When I started to drink less, I would do it like I was drinking a lot. I'll be honest. Hopefully this doesn't trigger anyone. I was dealing with a toxic relationship, and they were a drinker, and I matched energy, and so I went from every day to like once every 4 days, and then I went to like once a week, and then I went to like every 2 weeks, and now it's like maybe twice a month, and then yeah, I think last month it was twice, and this month it'll be twice, and I think I'll leave it at that. And then and then I push it out farther and farther. Um, and that's how you do it. You kind of just train your mind. And when you want to, and I don't necessarily want to quit. I just want to, because that what I did wasn't an addiction. it was a different kind of addiction. People, I see when people have addictions, like, you have to, right? I don't have to. I was just choosing to because of what I was doing, what I was going through, right? So I can pull back and I can go without. Like, the person who I was dealing with, they would sell things. They could not go a day without. They would go and like hustle and like even like count change, and they could not go without. I don't do that. I don't need to do that. If I don't have it, I'm okay. Um, if that makes sense. So I just want to pull back to the point where it's a social drinking kind of thing, if that makes sense. But again, you train your mind, you train your brain, and of course, it comes with healing, right? A lot of the things that we do as a society, is to numb out pain because it was, we don't want to feel that. Actually, that's actually the medicine, the alcohol, the drugs, the smacks, the food, all of that. That's actually the medicine. The 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 pain is the problem, right? So the more you heal, the easier it is to let go of certain things that you're doing. So there's a need to go deep, deep, deep. If you have to start slow, start slow, but start deep. Start journaling how you feel when you want to do those things, and maybe pick up a different habit. I was going to say addiction. A habit. Don't make anything into an addiction. Turn it into exercise. But don't like remove yourself from, don't switch one for the other, right? It's not about overdoing it. It's about getting healthy. So there's a need to switch your mindset and to train it. And again, it does take 21 days for your mind to start making a habit. Okay, let's clarify. Spirit has your back, but everything right now, the energy is with you. Everything, the universe is helping you right now to help you with with letting this go. And I'm hearing you've already started. Like, you've already started. Like, things are good. Just little by little, push yourself a little bit more. Push yourself a little bit more. Push yourself a little bit more. Okay, every day, just a tiny bit more. One more step every day. One more step. This came out. Oh, look at that. Six of Swords. Yeah, moving away. Death. Yes. Moving towards ending things that are no longer good for you. Closing out cycles. I'm hearing even letting go of addictions to toxic relationships, right? Toxic relationships. I also, when I was releasing from that toxic relationship, at the same time, I was removing back from the alcohol, but it was an addiction. At the end, I didn't even care. I had no feelings anymore, but I could still feel that pull. It was an addiction. I had to treat it like an addiction. And so I did. I treated it like an addiction. And that's the only way I was able to see clearly and see the truth. Um, and because of that, I was able to get out of that. And now I'm good. I'm cured off that, right? Sometimes that's how we have to treat it. We have to treat, because sometimes we are really addicted to victim mentality, and we're like, woe is me, why? Okay, why do you allow them to come back? Why do you allow them to do this? Why do you allow them to do that? Because that is all we knew. Sometimes that is all we knew, and sometimes it really is about not having that self-worth, right? Clarifying the she who persists, the Two of Coins. Making a decision on what you want to do with your life. Now is the time to decide if you're going to go all in, or if it's something that you're not wanting to choose for you. If whatever it is that you're working on, if it's not something that you want to do, then now is the time to pull out, or it is time to choose something else, right? But it's time for you to make the choice to fully commit to yourself, to fully commit to what you need to commit to, or to move back out of that. Clarifying Geneva. What's today? Tuesday? Okay. with the Hierophant in reverse. Yeah. No longer, no longer being, I feel like your past life, in this life, the person who you were doing things very, I was gonna say basic. I hope that doesn't offend any. That's just what I heard. What's the word I'm thinking of? Old school. Very old school, very, this is not the time for that anymore. Remember, old school means old programming, because all of that stuff came from generations and generations of being taught falsities. Now is the time to do things differently. Think out of the box. Think out of the box. Move out of the box. You are not the norm, right? You are not the norm. If you're here in tarot, you are not the norm. You don't do things typically like everybody else. You are your own weird, beautiful self. And it is time to do things that are not, that don't conform to society and the way that they conform to what is and what isn't. It's time to move away from that, and it's time to allow yourself to fly. I said this in Gemini, but it's very different reading. But I said this, and this, I feel this part is the very, very, it's time to let your freak flag fly, okay? And allow your weird self to come out and shine, because that is what makes you beautiful. That is what makes you you. That is what makes you unique, right? Not every cookie cutter house or cookie cutter person or cookie cutter personality that tries to fit in and do the same as everybody else. It's time to remove yourself from um, what used to be normal, right? Or what people would perceive themselves and put themselves in a box to fit in and do what everybody else is doing, right? Because Libras, you guys are different. You guys are not going to ever be the same as anybody. And it's time to let that come out and shine. And it's time to put that to showcase yourself. Let me get you guys some fortune cookies, and then I will leave it here. You guys got jealousy. Watch who you trust with your personal secrets and plans. Spend times outdoors with nature to reconnect and replenish. Yeah, things are starting to move, and there's going to be a lot of movement, and people are going to start getting jealous because they don't understand how you're doing it, and it's because you're being your authentic self. Communication. A reunion could bring love or a rekindling of friendship. A lucky one seems likely. Yeah, see, you guys see it. Future, you may travel or host an overseas traveler soon. Either way, great social fun awaits. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep, 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 yep. Remember what they say? If you don't have haters, you're not doing things right. And you guys have haters. Just make sure you're cleansing your area, your energy, your everything, and make sure you're protecting yourself. Okay. If you guys are interested in any of my products, the link is down below. Like and share and subscribe, and I appreciate you guys. Bye, Libra.